Well, hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and a very warm welcome to today's video, which is going to be finally my long awaited, much requested review of the Makeup Forever HD Skin Balancing and Perfecting Foundation. This one. And you've got the double-sided box as well. You've got your butterfly on that side. Isn't it gorgeous? This bottle, just look at the bottle first of all, just take a minute. These lips here are the Makeup Forever logo, aren't they? It's on all of their products and it's beautiful. And then if you turn it round, you've got Makeup Forever here. Makeup and Forever is written upside down. It's quite quirky, isn't it? And you've got this gorgeous curvature on the lid up here. I hope it's coming across on camera, but it's beautiful. And it says Makeup Forever on the lid there. Hope you can see that. But it's such a beautiful, high quality glass. It's a proper glass bottle. And just the component itself is gorgeous. And of course, oh, you can see I've been using it. Comes with a lovely pump as well. So I just think it is absolutely beautiful. And this here is the box for it. Now, if you saw my recent vlog where I went to Manchester for a couple of days, that was when I really got into this foundation because I'd been very curious about it. I'd heard a lot of people on YouTube talking about it, particularly people with combination skin and people with oily skin. Now, if you don't know me before, if we haven't met, hello, I'm Rebecca, lovely to have you here. But I've always had all my life oily skin and I'm 48 years old now. And since my mid 40s onwards, I suppose I've become a little bit less oily and a bit more combination because I definitely have dry areas now around my cheeks and I can get rosacea on my cheeks. So those are my main issues. Obviously, I'm in my late 40s. I've got the fine lines, the wrinkles and, you know, the usual thing. My pores can be quite visible as well. So those are the issues really that I'm dealing with and that I want my foundation to help me disguise. So I'd seen Risa from Risa Does Makeup raving about this foundation. She said it was perfect from first use on her. And I know that she tends to have a similar skin type to me. So the products that she recommends, I know that I'm probably onto a safe bet if I get them myself. And I'd seen other people, other combination skinned people raving about it as well. So while I was in Manchester, I went into Sephora because I don't have one near me where I live here. So I went into that one and I got colour matched and I asked for a sample first. I thought I want to try a sample before I take the plunge and buy it. So she gave me quite a generous size little pot sample and I wore that the next day. So I actually show how it's looking the next day in that vlog. A lot of you watched it. And it was beautiful. I loved it. It was quite a hot day as well. And I'd done a lot of walking. It was a very, very active day and it held up really, really well. So I thought that is a very good sign, isn't it? That it had that long wear on a day like that. I'm probably going to like it on a more sort of typical average day. So the following day, I went back and I bought myself a bottle of it. I've got it in the shade 104W Silk. I hope you can see that there. I'll write it all down below in the description box, obviously, as I always do. And I said in that vlog that I'll do a more in-depth review of it when I get back home. And that's what this video is today. So I've had it for about a week and a half now. And I haven't worn it every single day. I don't wear makeup every single day, or if I do, I might just put on my CC cream or something like that. But on the days when I have wanted a fuller face of makeup, which has been probably about 5 days, this is the one that I've been using. So I have formed quite a good opinion on it in the last week or so. So anyway, let me tell you a bit about the foundation. It comes in 40 shades, which I think is fabulous. You get 30 ml. And Makeup Forever is saying it's their first liquid foundation that adapts to all skin types. That's all skin types. So even if you're dry, this is meant to suit you. If you're oily, if you're combination, if you're dehydrated, whatever your skin concerns, this is supposed to adapt to suit you. So that's quite some bold claims, isn't it? It's water-based, so it's not silicone-based, it's water-based. It's clinically proven to deliver 24-hour hydration, shine control, that appealed to me, and it stays even all day long. So it's not meant to go patchy or anything like that. It stays nice and even. I'm just reading out from the website here. It has a skin-like finish and an ideal medium coverage. It's easy to apply and it melts seamlessly into the skin. And I do agree with that. I have found that it has a medium buildable coverage, so you can build it up to get more of that sort of full coverage look if you want to. So for me, I was looking for a foundation to replace my old Estee Lauder Double Wear because I loved that, loved it for years. I really don't like the new one. So I was looking for that full coverage, long wear foundation that can cope with my oily skin. And that was why I bought this. So they also say it has a skin balancing complex with hyaluronic acid and peptides that smooth the skin. It provides optimal comfort from natural origin blueberry seed oil. It soothes with natural origin cherry flower extract, and it tightens the pores with niacinamide. Now, if you have seen me before, you might know how I feel about skincare in makeup, especially in foundations. I'm not usually a fan. I like my skincare to be skincare and makeup to be makeup, and I like them to be separate. Just because I think it can interfere a bit, with the foundation. However, I haven't found it to be a problem with this, I must say. It does have those skincare claims, and yet it hasn't interfered with the long wear or with the coverage of it, in my opinion. So that is fantastic, isn't it? It has been giving me long-lasting shine control as well. Um, not total, complete shine control over a 12-hour day. I probably would have to powder it maybe once through the day, but that's fine. That is great for me because as somebody with that very oily skinned history, I'm used to powdering 3-4 times a day. So the fact that I can get away with just powdering this one once through the day is great, and I'm very, very happy with that. So there we go. That's all of the information about this product. Let's get on to see how it applied to my skin. So let's get some of this foundation on my face. So as you can see, lovely pump there. I'm going to do a couple of pumps on my hand, and I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown full coverage face brush just to get all of this in the bristles and just dab it onto my face. Now, as you can see from my hand, it looks really, really warm toned, doesn't it, for me? I was colour matched in the shop, and this is the one that seemed to be the best colour for me. And I did think at the time, oh, I'm not sure about that, which is why I got a sample rather than just buying the bottle straight away. And they do say about this foundation that it does adapt to suit your skin tone. And whenever I hear that, I'm always a bit skeptical because I think, really, can it really do that on all of us people? And we're all different, aren't we? Can it really adapt to match, whoever buys this in a given colour? And even now, I've just done sort of from eyes down. It does look very, very yellowy and warm toned, doesn't it, on my face? But give it a few minutes, and you'll see what happens. And I'm going to take a little bit more on the back of my hand there, just to do up here. Yeah. And blend this in. I mean, it feels lovely going on, sorry. I'm not picking up on much of a fragrance at all. It doesn't have an unpleasant smell. It doesn't have that paint smell that some foundations can have. Estee Lauder Double Wear was well known for its paint smell, wasn't it? Although I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that in that. I got that. I actually quite liked it. I mean, it's quite a pleasant smell, sort of fresh, but it's not overly fragranced like a Dior or a Chanel foundation. No, there's just the slightest hint of something. but that felt lovely going on. It was smooth. I mean, look at this. I've just applied it. It's covered my areas of redness, my rosacea. I don't think it's settled into my pores at all. It's not emphasizing my crow's feet and my wrinkles. And even my forehead looks really, really smooth. Um, yeah, so certainly for me at this stage, freshly applied, I think the texture of it and the overall smoothness of it is really, really nice. The only thing I would say at this stage is the colour. If you look at the rest of me, the colour looks a bit yellowy, doesn't it? But I'm going to go away now and I'm going to put the rest of my makeup products on, and I will come back in a minute to show you how it's looking after about 10 minutes or so. Hello again. So here I am with the rest of my makeup products on my face, and I used a little bit of concealer just in that very, very inner corner of my eyes, and I used my Bare Minerals Bare Pro Concealer today. For my bronzer, I used my by Mario bronzer in the shade Light, and I also used my by Mario blush in the shade Creamy Peach. And oh my goodness, I love these. I've never had anything by Mario before, and I bought these on the same day that I bought this foundation from Sephora in Manchester, because I really, really wanted to try something from Makeup by Mario. I'd heard a lot about the brand. It's been out for a while, hasn't it now? And as I said earlier, I'm going off the sort of big, big brands that I've used for the last 20 to 30 years. And I'm trying to explore some of the other brands that maybe I wouldn't have looked at twice. Do you know what I mean? And that Makeup by Mario, so far, I really like it. As I do with Makeup Forever too. But anyway, let me carry on telling you what else I put on my face. So for my eyeshadow, Natasha Denona Tan Palette. Gorgeous, love it. Did a review of this last week. If you missed it, I'll link it below. I've got a little bit of a liner, a little bit of a green eyeliner on my top lid, and that's my Lancôme stylo waterproof in the shade Vision Ivy. Mascara, Lancôme Lash Idole in black. And for my lips, I've got my Sephora Collection 8-hour colourful lip pencil in Everyday Pink. Nice and affordable. That's a Sephora Collection. It's really nice. And on top of that liner, I've got my NYX Lip IV in Bubblegum Burst. Absolutely love this. I think it's a gorgeous colour. So it's probably been about 20-25 minutes now since I put this foundation on. And do you see what I mean about the colour adapting? Because at first it looked very, very yellow, didn't it, on my skin tone? But now it's kind of all blended in and just adapted really nicely. I don't know how it does it, but as I said, give it that first 20 minutes, half an hour, and you'll see what it does on your skin. It's like magic. I don't know. Anyway, my first impressions are good. They're very good. Now, I will say it's definitely a full-on, full coverage, you know, she's going out makeup look. This isn't for your natural days. Well, I mean, it depends what your natural days consist of and what you want. But for me, this isn't just nipping down to the shop. You know, that's my CC cream. This for me is I'm going out or I've got a really long day. I can see this being my new replacement for Estee Lauder Double Wear, the original, the old one. I can see this replacing that for me. So that is wonderful, because that is really why I was looking for a new foundation, because I don't like the new Double Wear at all. So yeah, I feel very, very flawless. Actually, I feel like my skin has been airbrushed at this stage. I just feel like my skin looks amazing right now, and it's this. So I'm going to do a couple of check-ins through the day. I will probably do one after about 4 or 5 hours, and then I'll come back and do another one at the end of the day, so that you can see how it's held up and if their claim of 24-hour wear is true. I'm not wearing it for 24 hours though. No, no, no. I'll probably give it like 11, 12 hours because who needs to give it any longer than that? Yeah, so there we are. So far, so good. Really, really liking it. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you again in a few hours. Well, hello there. It's been 5 hours now since I put this makeup on my face this morning. And let me just show you this foundation. It is absolutely beautiful. It's holding up so, so well. As I say, it's been 5 hours. I've powdered it once. As I said earlier, I was expecting that I would powder it at some point during the day. I did that about half an hour ago, just here in this area here and a bit down my nose, just where my natural oils were coming through. But the smoothness, the coverage, it actually, in my opinion, it actually looks better now after a few hours than it looked first thing this morning, freshly applied. And I don't know how. I mean, it's just really melding in with my skin. And I mean, the colour looks good. It doesn't oxidize or anything like that. It feels really, really lightweight on my skin. I don't feel like I'm wearing a full coverage foundation at all. And yet, here it is. I mean, excuse these red marks from my glasses. But yeah, I just think it's amazing. I'm really, really impressed with it at this 5 hour mark, I must say. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with the rest of my day now. I'm going to go and do the big shop at the supermarket, and I'll show you how it's looking again later on at the end of the day. Hi, so it's been 11 hours now since I've had this foundation on my face, and this is going to be my final check-in of the day. And I've got to say, it has held up really, really nicely. It's still on. I've still got coverage. Excuse the red marks here with my glasses. But yeah, I mean, close up, what do you think? I mean, it has faded a little bit, but it hasn't faded in a patchy way like some foundations can do sometimes. It's faded evenly, and it has still left me with just a really nice sort of natural satin look on my face, and I've been really, really impressed with it. So I powdered it once. I didn't powder it when I first applied it this morning. I powdered it towards the middle of the day, just before I did my 5 hour check-in, that was, and that was enough. And even now, I don't feel particularly shiny. I just feel like I've got a nice, healthy glow to my skin. Obviously, my lipstick's worn off now, obviously, as you'd expect. But yeah, it's really, really nice. Now, in terms of the ingredients, I did say earlier that it's a water-based foundation because that's what it says on the Makeup Forever website. But if I just put in here a list of the ingredients for this foundation, you'll see that there are silicones in it. There's quite a high amount of dimethicone in it, and dimethicone actually appears more than once in this list. There's another silicone in it as well, but obviously water is the first and the main ingredient. I believe it depends on the quantities as to whether they say it's water-based or silicone-based. In this case, they do say that it is water-based. As you can see as well, further down the list, there is an amount of fragrance in this foundation. I wasn't sure when I was applying it. I couldn't quite pick up on anything. Only a small amount of sort of freshness, I guess you'd say, but fragrance is listed quite a long way down the ingredients, so that tells us that there's a small amount in there. Now, you know, if you're allergic to fragrance or if you're sensitive to fragrance, that might be an issue for you. So just have a look at this list. If there are any ingredients there that you don't get on with, then just, you know, bear that in mind. Otherwise, yeah, I'm really, really happy with it, and I think it has lasted extremely well. Now, I didn't tell you the price earlier, did I? So for this 30 ml bottle here, this will cost £40 in the UK, and that is similar to the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I'm looking at this as a replacement for my old Estee Lauder Double Wear, which I loved. That was always my go-to for special occasions, special events, long days when I needed something to be bulletproof. And yeah, I can say this foundation is the one that I'm going to be replacing that one with. So from now on, any wedding I go to, any long day, any time when I say I need that bulletproof, long lasting coverage that is, you know, it controls my oils to a certain extent, this is the one. This is the one that I'm going to be reaching for. So I'm really, really happy and delighted that I've found this now. And I think for those of you with combination oily skin, I think you'll be quite happy with it as well. But what I would say to you is that we are all different. You know, even if you think you have a similar skin type to me, we still have differences. And I would always say that if you can, get a sample first, because that's what I did. I got a sample and I wore it for a whole day before I decided to buy it, because at £40 a bottle, you know, it's not cheap, is it? And I don't want people, you know, just buying it because I've said it's really good. I mean, I personally do feel it's really good, but I've only tested it on my own face, obviously. I have seen other people review it too, and they've been really happy with it as well. So, you know, just watch other videos, people with other skin types, see what they say. But yeah, if you can get a sample, do that. But no, I do recommend it because it's worked really, really well for me. So there we are then. That is all of my thoughts, feelings, and opinions on the Makeup Forever HD Skin Balancing and Perfecting Foundation. I love it. So thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you again in my next video. Okay, bye.